for that level. So anybody would look and say, oh, all those people were not real. Abdul Malik them was double-crossing you. Abdul Malik them wasn't double-crossing nobody. I was doing it to learn how to manage, to really manage. We'd have phony weddings here all the time. Most of those people, it was phony weddings. You know, people coming in, phony this, phony that. Phony advice, oh, please advise me on this. And then people would never pay no attention to the advice. But I was doing it for real. So I learned how to be a good advisor. They was there to train me. Just because they was phony, it didn't mean I was really studying. Counseling and all of that. I mean, I have books right now on counseling and all. You know, I don't use what they say, but if I read a 500-page book of theirs, I can take 15 pages out of it. I mean, all of it. And I can use that. And I can Islamicize. So that whole thing, that everybody thought, oh, Abdul Malik's a liar, the people join you and then they leave and they spend up all the money. That was my education. Right? For that level, for Islam, how are you going to institute Islam in America? That was the education. That was the training. Because see, I was real. If I'm responding to it like it's real, then it's real to me. I'm going to do what would be real. It don't matter what they doing. Did I know that? I knew it all the time from day one. If I told Abdul Malik in 1987, you would tell you, you was Nick Jaw, that's terrible. Then I forgot who he was or something. 1990, I didn't remember. Right? Everybody, all the guys. Abdul Jalil over there. Abdul Jalil stayed over there for years. Abdul Jalil was head of security, right? Did you ever see him secure anything except the dinner table? He secured that dinner table, the hot dog stand, he got that covered. Tell the truth. The brothers, wasn't the brothers, please get rid of that man from security. He don't run, he don't lift weights, he don't train us to do nothing. Look at his belly. You know, his belly was growing. I thought they was lying, he wasn't pregnant, but it just looked like it. Right? Abdul Jalil. And Abdul Jalil would lie so much. I never paid attention to his lies. He said, yeah, when I was 14, I won. No, when I was 6, something that I won this championship or that championship. I said, yeah, when I was 14, shoot, I won my first championship. He's just lying. Hell, I lie right back. I don't care about what you're saying, right? Why would I? Suppose I got mad. Nigga, you lying. That's the way people act. Man, ain't that people, and it comes from a lot of training. I don't want to take all the time. But y'all ever heard about crystal meth? They didn't do it much with smoke. They didn't do it much with marijuana, but every now and then we'd have a load of crank. So crank keep you up. That's why they all night long. And everybody that come get it, they come get it early in the morning. Their mouth be turning white. Hey man, you know the way they have white in the corner? Oh man. And the Negroes would lie so bad. First I'd be mad. Then the nigga, yeah man, I took that thing you gave me. I gave, a bird come, flew down and snatched it up and flew off, then it dropped it, then the little rat got it and took it in the hole. Then a dog chased him in the hole and they run down the street. And that's why I ain't got no money. Your money. I said, yeah, nigga, take another thing. That lie is so good. I start using it as I didn't go to the movies and all of that. So, and I didn't go have time. I go see Richard Pryor every now and then. But comedy shows, the customers, that I'd be laughing so hard. I said, boy, I must have two heads. And they would lie so blatantly, it didn't make no sense. But that's what made it fun. And then I didn't lose no money because I wouldn't give them nothing else unless after they bought, I'd give them one, they bring 5 back. Then I'd give them, something. So if they don't bring 1 back, so what? He already did 4 for me for free. So what I care? So that's the way and I never hurt nobody, never argued with nobody. And drug dealing was fun. I liked dealing drugs, I actually liked dealing it. It was very sociable and all that stuff. Then when it's time to quit, you quit. But I learned what I had to learn doing that. I had to learn what was real in money. What does money produce? What does wealth produce? How valuable are women? That's kind of strange stuff. But how valuable are they? Right? All of that you learn, and you can't get nowhere if you don't learn them lessons. You're not going to be there long. Because everybody's shooting at you. The police shooting at you, the niggas trying to steal your money, your drugs, your wife, everybody. That's what they do. That's part of the game. Long story short, when I went overseas, a lot of my friends who was black nationalists, they never liked black people again because they got over there, they didn't have no money, and wasn't nobody sending them no help or nothing. One of the nicest imams you know. First thing he said, no, he ain't. And so technically they disliked black people because they was talking all that black power on the news, and the people they thought that meant something. And they got over there, they had a family with them, and they don't have no money, and they get bitter. And then they have to come back here. Get enough money to come back here. Because they can't be no doctor over there. If they was a doctor, they couldn't have no, like my friend that was a doctor, Dr. John Branyan, he couldn't practice medicine in some places because he was on a funny passport. He didn't have nothing under that name. He couldn't say, my name is John Branyan. His name was Arthur McCoo. I said, Arthur McCoo? Good God Almighty, Doc. Because he was supposed to kill his wife. You know them scenarios that white people have? I said, Doc, black people don't kill their wife. They might beat them upside the head, or they might run off. But black people in those days, I said, a few did. I said, black people, they don't kill their wives, Doc. They don't kill their wives. I didn't kill her. Does this happen? Like the mystery programs that white folks have. I said, damn, Doc. And we all crooks anyway, and Doc telling us that story. I said, Doc, but he couldn't practice medicine. The only time he could practice medicine was with Idi Amin. He was Idi Amin's doctor. Yeah, he was Idi Amin's doctor. But he couldn't practice. So if you had a trade from over here, you couldn't practice it over there because you don't have no. Just because you know how to do it, you didn't have a certificate to say, I can do this. So all the experts, you see in the news, they'd have experts from all over Europe. That's what they used to call them. We have several experts coming to teach us black people what to do in Africa. I said, why don't you get your experts from the, I said, them white folks to come teach you about how to make movies. Them jokers ain't got nothing but a Super 8 camera, and they done had a 10-minute course somewhere, and they come over here and they go expert, and you gonna give them all your money, and they ain't gonna teach you nothing, cause they don't know nothing. Anyway, so I'll close with this. Certain things about the system. Inability to adjust to the 21st century, what I got here, tractor beam. You know the movie, they got a tractor beam, you're trying to get away, and the thing got, the other spaceship got you on a tractor beam. You can't go nowhere. The white man is in his own tractor beam. He's gripped by his own history, his own background. And I will eventually leave. But these whistleblowers, the Negroes are whistleblowers. The chain reaction that it would have on the snitching system in America and the stature that it would give them and ourselves, we haven't changed. This is a step toward the Negroization of the world's mind, like Martin Luther King, famous everywhere, right? Malcolm X, famous everywhere. This is our shot again. This is our shot again. If we pull this off right, that then now who would be happy to see us there? Everybody, because boss man and stepped on everybody. Even in the old days, they still had to lie going that the U.S. is a democracy. Yeah, they kill a few niggas, but that's not that important, right? In the 60s and the 70s, in those days, the United States was the land of the free and the home of the brave, I'm telling you. And everybody was swallowing that. And the evil commies, the dirty Reds, the red Chinamen, and the Russian Reds, all of them is red. And the only ones that's white is America. They Snow White, right? And they even wore white hats, the white man did. Yes, they did. And the other people wore black hats, I'm telling you. That was a sad time. But now, everybody knows who boss man is, right? And if you think Don was just unlucky to, Allah made that boy president at this time. And we can't lose. That's the hand we got right now. We can't lose. We can mess up stuff, but we can't lose the hand. Everything is in our hand right here. All we got to do, just think how simple it is. It's just what we said today. The Negroes, we cooperate together. The Negroes go down, they might kill a few, but you got to lose some somewhere. And we tell on the white man. They tell what they did. Yeah, we did this, we did that. And then everybody believes them because they can give names and dates and everything. And then, after that, we tell the public that we planned that. So nobody's chasing around trying to kill them. They're not bad guys, they're heroes. You mean y'all had enough sense? I'm willing to share that with them. They had nothing to do with this. And I'm not going to put this out. Only people that's going to hear this them. That's the only people. Oh, ain't nobody listening to this stuff. Not that I know. I don't believe, look, I don't get no phone calls, and the only thing I get is some little mumble jumble. I know that ain't going nowhere. If it's 2 people, 5 people, the people that are watching this are one that's supposed to watch it. Just like the one I did on Forest Auto the other day. I just been waiting for a call. I haven't duplicated it. I haven't even watched it. I just hold it for a while. See what happened. Then if nothing happened, I'll duplicate it and put it out. Or look at it and see if it's good enough, or I'll do another one. So that somebody that saw it, this tattletale and funny would call him and tell him, hey man, the man was talking about you, and this is what he said. He said he wanted $25,000, he want this, he want that, and fix the cars out there, and we home free. Right? That's what I said. That's what I said. Okay. So I'm not going to put this out now. The only one's going to know that's out, here's what it is. It's a cover. It's a protection. Number one, we dictate the story. All they have to do is do what we talked about here. All of them flip up on on boss man. First of all, boss man would be in shock. He might have a heart attack. But then our story is, we plan that all the time. When I met Siraj in 83, when I met such and such in 82 in California when he gave the cookbook, we thought about what is our condition. Pre-planning, anticipating, right? They don't believe niggas can do that. That's what we're going to tell the people. Of course it's true, of course it's true. Right? That's the way we're going to tell it. And if only 2 or 3 of them go along with it, still going to do that. That's another level of guerrilla warfare with a little psychological stuff in it. The thing is, they can't beat us at nothing. If they would have, they'd have did it a long time ago. And you know, you can make the white man scared. You can scare me that. Why you think I ain't dead? Just think about it. All the stuff we be talking, and it's all came out. Tell the truth, am I lying? Everything have came out 1, 2, 3. You think boss man is paranoid? That nigga can see under tables, he can see through the wall. That, hey man, don't you kill it, don't kill it. Cause that man, hey man, I'm telling you, why is there 5 teams, a minimum, on one person? And if I go somewhere, they got all other teams. All other teams, all along the way, right? Hey, I'm telling you, this is nice. And we're gonna have fun. You scare everybody else? No, you can't scare nobody. And I'll close with this. There's a rule that they have in militaries. Do not use your strategy or plan too often. That's Clausewitz, Baron von Clausewitz, military. Or your enemy will adjust to your tactics. Don't come with the same thing over and over again. And they can get used to them. You know what? They never had nobody last long enough. Guess what? After boss man, you'll run boss man out of tricks. He ain't got 2, 3 more tricks left. He done run out of stuff. So, thank y'all very much. Are there any questions, any comments? No questions, no comments?
No.
Then, thank you very much. As-salamu alaykum.